Hello my 3D printer peeps, I'm here with the ultra popular Anycubic Kobra X. And today we are going to unbox and put it together. Be sure not to open your box with anything overly sharp because we don't know what's hiding right here underneath this cardboard. Let's get this over with. With all the tape removed, carefully open your box and reveal this piece of foam. Underneath that piece of foam is your print bed. This is why we're not using box cutters and such when opening our packages. Put this somewhere safe where you will not scratch, damage, or soil the surface in any way. Here in the box, you'll find this bag, this item, this item, this item, this item, these items, 4 of them. Carefully remove this piece of foam. Take note of this large section of printer nestled inside this large section of foam. Grab it here, and gently work it out of the box. Lay it down carefully with the tool head facing up. Grab this large section of foam, gently remove it, and toss it aside. More foam, user manual, PTFE tubes, more parts, and the actual base of the printer. Carefully remove it. I'm going to grab mine from these industrial strength zip ties and work it out of the box. You are going to do a slightly more gentle job than me. We are done with our box. And here are all our printer parts. The side with the screen is the front. The section with this box, which is the tool head, is the front. Including a pair of snippers is a tradition that goes back all the way to the early Enders. However, my Kobra X did not include a snipper. Using a pair of snippers, remove all the zip ties on the base of the Kobra X. When removing this rear piece of foam, do be careful. It's a little wrapped up on the harness. And you will notice a piece underneath the print bed. You may gently remove them right now. Here is a piece of blue tape. Remove that now. Here in the back is another piece of blue tape. Remove that now. You should have no tape and no zip ties and no foam. Here on the tool head, you will find a zip tie with a protective piece of foam underneath. Carefully clip this zip tie and remove it. Carefully remove the foam. There may be 2 pieces. Gently remove both. Gently remove the zip tie, and your tool head should be free. You've now got your 2 main sections of the printer. Push the print bed forward, and notice these slots and holes right here. This section here will plug in to those slots and holes. Line it up carefully and position it in place. Here's a closer look. I simply rest these brackets inside the slot. Your printer came with a baggie full of screws. Find it and get these screws out. Your printer came with a bag of Allen keys. No rocket science here. Separate them, find the one that fits the screw, and we'll use that one. 4 screws on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may notice one of those screws is a little hard to reach because this is in the way. Locate this bracket right here and this screw right here. Find the Allen key that fits and remove this screw and this screw and this screw. A cheap tool like this will save your hands a lot of stress. Remove this bracket on both sides. 2 brackets, 1 on each side. I trust you can handle it without me moving the camera and showing the other side, which is exactly the same. With both sides removed, place your fingers here and gently apply pressure to raise the tool head. And would you look at that? Access to all screws. I am going to put all 4 lightly in place without tightening them. Then I will do the other side. With all 8 screws, 4 on each side, firmly in place, I will now tighten all 8. Anycubic specifically mentions not to turn your Allen key for additional tightening. Snug them up in a normal fashion and call it done. What I am going to do is simply check each one in this specific fashion that they recommend against, just to make sure it's not too loose, and if it is, give it that tiny bit of extra turn. I am not going to torque them down. Having checked all 8 and happy with their snugness, we are done here. This is your printer's left side. This is your printer's right side. However, printer manufacturers go with you looking at the printer, making this the center, this the left, and this the right. Inside your packaging, you found 2 of these covers, labeled left and right. Simply position them over the plate, push it straight down, and then press it forward. To remove it, simply pull it out and pry it up with a tool gently to pop it off. Straight down, straight forward. It should be easy. Next up, find this harness. Mine was attached with a twisty tie. Remove the twisty tie. You will see 1, 2, 3 connectors. They go on the bottom of the machine. Gently lean the printer backward. When doing this, grab the hot plate with one of your hands to stop it from slamming into your desk. Look right here in the top right, and you will find 1, 2, 3, 4 connectors. 3 for the harness we just saw, and 1 for a cable that's already there. Go ahead and connect these 4 cables, starting with the one that was already there. Be very careful not to bend these little pins. If you do, you will have a less than ideal day. Work each connector in and then snugly press it down. 1 white, 1 yellow, 2 more white, and you're done. Each connector only fits in 1 input. With all 4 connectors in place, press them down and slip the harness underneath this little plastic tab. With the harness in place, look for 1 more plate that came with your kit. This plate goes right here and covers your work. Scroll down and you will find this cable disconnected from the stepper motor. It goes right here. Give this cable a slight bend so it resembles an L. This will make it easier to position it properly and press it into that connection. With that harness connected, you are done. It will look like this. Grab the hotbed and return the printer to its upright position. Remove this label on the front of the tool head and move it aside. We will now install the printer's pooper. It looks like this, and you will find it within your kit. Notice the female side on the pooper and the male side on the printer. Slide the pooper over the male side. Turn the printer around and notice this one screw hole. Inside the same package as the pooper, you will find the screw. Gently and firmly install that screw. The pooper will slide back and securely position itself in place. Once it's in place, remove the tape on the top of the printer. Keep in mind, the steppers are off and it's okay to move the tool head. However, while it's okay to move the tool head left and right, please avoid upward and downward pressure on this axis. It's now time to install the spool holders. Your kit came with 2. They look like this. Find each of these holders and 2 little tubes. The tubes go on each side. Slide them forward, turn them to position them in place, then turn them again to lock them in place. Do this on both sides. If you turn the assembly like I just did, keep in mind it is now going to lock by turning the opposite direction. Install 2 of these on each of the 2 spool holders. Each holder will go on top of the machine. Do take note they are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. When installing them, position them in place 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take 1 of each, open the clip, and position it on top of the machine. Be sure to do so with the numbers facing forward. Angle the assembly and just simply pick it up and rock it over. Pick it up and rock it over. With both of these in place, slide them 1 to each side and lock them in place by pushing quite firmly on these 2 clips. 1, 2. They are pretty tight. You will have to give them some good force. This is necessary because each of these will hold 2 full filament spools. Make sure they are firm and you are done. It's now time to install the PTFE tubes. Please be careful. Your kit came with 4. All 4 are the same length. When installing these, they will go inside these couplers. These are one-directional couplers. Once you insert the PTFE tube, the teeth will grab the tube and it will not come back out. The only way to release that tube is to depress this ring. This ring will retract teeth and allow the tube to be removed. Insert each tube into each coupler until it stops. Please avoid the urge to pull test these tubes. Make sure they are firm and you are good to go. Do not remove the tubes without depressing the ring. Avoid doing this unless necessary. Here on the tool head, each tube must match. Insert the other side of the 4 PTFE tubes 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, and 4 to 4. Now you may install the print bed. Simply angle it on to the magnetic hotbed and slide it onto these 2 nubs. When in place, drop it down. These 2 nubs right here, 1, 2, little notches into the nubs, drop it down. This tab here is for removing the print bed. Here, to the right of the tool head, you will find your camera and lights. This is used for AI tools and time-lapse. Move the lens cap out of the way to expose the view of your camera. With all of this done, download and install the Anycubic app on your phone and turn on your printer. If you'd like, peel the protective film off your screen. Choose your language. Choose Global. Set up your Wi-Fi. Press the green check button. Once the QR code appears on the app, in the workbench, click Initiate Printing. On this screen, click Add Printer. Your camera will appear. Point it at the QR code. Name your printer. I will name mine Splinter. You will see the Kobra X has appeared. Back on the screen, press the blue arrow. Press the check button. Press Confirm. Here, you will notice it's asking for a firmware update. At this time, I suggest turning the printer off. Turn the printer back on. The reason for doing this is because your machine will most likely need a firmware update. After the firmware update, it is recommended to run a calibration. Therefore, waiting through the initial calibration, then running the firmware will lead to immediately rerunning the calibration. Press here on the gear icon. Press here on Device. Press here on Printer Information. Notice next to firmware version, there is an up arrow indicating an update is indeed available. Touch on that and touch on Update. Touch Update again and the update will begin. When you see this message, turn the machine off and turn it back on again. When rebooted, touch the hamburger, touch calibration, check all the boxes, and press Start. Press Confirm, and do not touch your printer or the desk it's on during this process. Your Kobra X will now go through a series of calibrations. When it's complete, the Kobra X is ready for use. I'm Mr. Greg, and you're on 3D Rundown.